video. In this video I will show you how you can animate an overlay image on live camera preview in React Native's new architecture for Android using Camera X and Media 3. So let's get started. So first let me show you guys the output. So here I'm just mirroring my device and I'll just first give the camera permission, and once I give the camera permission, here you can see I'm just rotating my device, like I'm moving my device, but here you can see the animated overlay of the Android icon, right? So if I want, I can just click on this capture button and it will capture the image for us and it will display it inside an image view over here. So hopefully you got the point. Let's see how to achieve this. So first you need to go to this particular documentation over here and you need to create a React Native project by running this particular command. Once you create it, now this particular documentation is for web view, so web view does not make sense in our case. So wherever you see web view, we will be replacing it with my camera. Now you don't need to write my camera, you can write whatever name you feel like, but that name of my camera or whatever name you give will be used in lot other places. So it's better you follow what I am doing, otherwise you will get confused. So once you do that, you first need to create a specs folder and we need to create a file called my camera native component.ts. So inside my React Native project I have created a specs folder. Inside that I have created my camera native component.ts. Now I have copy pasted most of the code from the documentation. If you see over here, I have just changed this particular type and we have removed this particular prop, and instead of on script loaded, here you can see I have taken it as on image taken, and here I have named it as custom my camera. So that is the important thing which I have done. Then the next thing is inside package.json I have added this particular bit of code. So if I go to package.json, I have added this particular bit of code over here. Then once you do that, let me just cd to my React Native application because we need to run few commands as well. So I'll just cd. Now given that we have changed the package.json, so this is the package.json changes which I have made. Again, instead of web view, I have written my camera over here as well as over here. So if you see, that's what they specify. Then you need to scroll down and you need to run this command. So I can just copy this and I can just run this command. So this will do code generation for us. Now for code generation to take place, make sure inside your TypeScript file you have added the word native component. Otherwise React Native will not be able to find your file. So I have already ran this command previously, so it will be pretty quick for me, so it should work. So here you can see build successful. Once that is done, you need to go to app.tsx. Let's see first how to use it, then we'll see the actual implementation. So these are all the imports which I have added. Then here we have one state for image URL and one for camera permission, and if platform is Android and if version is greater than equal to 10. So if it is greater than equal to 10, then we only require camera permission, else we require camera and write external storage permission. And whether the permissions are granted or not, we just change this particular state as well over here as well as over here. Then inside use effect we just call request camera and storage permission, and if image URI is not equal to empty, we display our image. And here once we have camera permission, we just display our my camera as well, else we just display a text saying camera permission not granted. And these are all the styles for it as well. Then you need to go to the Android folder, go to app, go to build.gradle, and here inside dependency you need to add camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then media 3 effect, media 3 transformer, then camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, but if it does become stable, make sure you replace it with the stable version. And then the app compat dependency as well. Then go to src, Android manifest.xml, and here we need to add uses feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Then you need to go to res drawable, and here you need to add whatever image you want to animate. So I have added this particular image called banner.png. Then go to hopefully inside Android manifest you have added all these permissions. Okay, then go to Java, and inside com we need to create a folder called my camera. Now this name should match our TypeScript file name which we created inside the specs folder. Now first you need to create this animated logo overlay.kt. Now even I have copy pasted this from the Android GitHub source code, so I'll simply scroll through this. Even I don't really understand it completely. Important thing to note is this should be your image name, so whatever you have taken, and this should be your project name. So here you can see my project name is my rn app, so really weird name, so that's why we have to take com dot my rn app r dot drawable and whatever is your image name. Rest everything you can just copy paste it. So here you can see they are generating keyframes. Okay, here is our drawable as well, here we are releasing it, here is our animated overlay settings as well. So yeah, that's what this is. I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy this code. Next, if you see the documentation, they are calling this particular bit of code. We'll see this later on, okay, because here from this particular file we can't really copy the code. But before that, you can create this React Web View Manager, but in our case it will be named as React My Camera Manager.kt. Again, I have copy pasted this code from the documentation. But like I said, I have made few changes. Everywhere you see web view, we have to replace it with my camera. Here is also my camera over here, and here this particular things changes. So here we have on image taken, right? So if you see the docs, they have this particular thing on script loaded. So we don't want on script loaded, we want on image taken, and I have completely removed this code because we are not passing any prop. Then we have this particular thing called React My Camera Package.kt. Again, this is the package name, and these are again I have copy pasted it from the documentation over here. So feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. So this is what I have done over here. Okay, so again, instead of web view, I have written it my camera everywhere else. Then you need to go to your main application.kt. you need to add this particular bit of import, and you need to add this particular line of code as well. Then here is our React My Camera.kt as well. Again, these are all the imports. I'll simply scroll through this file, and here we extend lifecycle observer. Here is our theme React context. Here is our camera. This is the preview view, and this is the image capture as well. Here we initialize our button. Here we initialize the preview view. Here is our camera executor service. Here is our process camera provider. Here is our back facing lens. Here we get hold of our current activity. Then we set the layout params to our viewfinder, and here we call this install hierarchy filter. I'll talk more about this later on. Then we set the background color text for our capture button as well, set the layout params for it, add it to our parent view, and add a click listener as well. Then inside on attached to window, if it has the camera permission, then we just do viewfinder.post setup camera, and on detach from window we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Then here we call install hierarchy filter. So this is basically a hack which we need to do. If you don't do this, you will not see your live camera preview. So that's why we need to do this. Inside setup camera, we get hold of our camera provider feature. We add a listener, we get hold of a camera provider, we call bind camera use case. Then here we get the viewfinder width as well as height. Here we get the rotation. Then we get camera provider. Here is our camera selector. Then we define aspect ratio as well as resolution selector. Then we initialize the preview view. We initialize our image capture. Then here we add this use case group.builder, add preview use case as well as image capture use case. Then here we have the media 3 effect. Then we do immutable list.builder texture overlay, and here we call the animated logo overlay file or class, Kotlin class, which we have created. Then we add the overlay effect. Then we add media 3 effect. Then we unbind our camera provider. We bind it to the life cycle. We set the camera over here, and finally we set surface provider. Here is our take photo method. So here we get hold of our image capture. Then we define the name. Then we define display name, MIME type, and relative path with the help of content values. Then we define our image capture output options. Then we call take picture, and here we override on image saved. So we send the URL of the saved image back to React Native side with the help of this method. Then we unbind our camera provider. Here we just check whether we have the camera permissions or not. And here I have defined this tag and file name format. Again, this I have copy pasted it from the documentation. So this is how you send data back to React Native side, but I have made few changes. So in our case it is on image taken. So that's what I have done over here. So if you want to see the code, you can just scroll up over here, and here you can see this is how they are using it. So this is the entire thing, but we have to refactor it somehow in our use case. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.